Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Four Horsemen's Mythic Legions Bishop. This is Sir Gideon's horse, because you got to get this if you got Sir Gideon. But we're not just going to be taking a look at this. This thing is amazing, in my opinion, at least from what we see. We're going to ask the question, are the Mythic Legion horses worth it? Now, right here I have two other ones right here. One comes with the Headless Horseman, and then one I got at Joe Fest. And I'm going to put some G.I. Joe figures on it, maybe some other figures, because you don't really need just to... You don't, in my opinion, I don't think that you just need to collect Mythic Legions to have one of the horses. But I figured, hey, you know what? Why not kind of do a dual video together? Here, we take a look at this. We're going to ask the question, are they worth it? This thing was $79, $80. That one there is like $75. Do you think a horse is worth $75? How we just saw that the snake armor for G.I. Joe is $75, and that's a lot of plastic. But let's get into this first, and then we'll transition to that. So if you're not interested in watching this whole video here about what this horse is like, you can skip towards the end, and you can find out if these horses are worth it and they fit G.I. Joe figures. So anyway, we're going to take a look at this guy. This is Bishop. There's a whole story why Sir Gideon rides him. You can see here two different types of head sculpts. One is kind of like he's dying, and that is in the story. Here we have him looking like a wonderful steed. And here is, well, it looks like he's on his deathbed. And on the back, I think we're seeing a lot of the villains that he's probably going to be fighting. But anyway, no one really wants to continue to look at this thing through this plastic. Can you imagine doing a review through plastic and never opening your toys? Sounds awful. Anyway, we don't do that here. We're going to open this up. But before we do, if you like this type of content, you like seeing me do Mythic Legion stuff, Four Horsemen stuff, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a Mythic Legions character. Alright, so we got Bishop out of his plastic prison, and I have to say, I don't believe the other horses that I had the wrap around it. So I already took it off, but there was a plastic wrap all underneath this, so everything needed to come off. I don't remember the Headless Horseman, or I forget what this guy's horse is. And they're essentially the exact same horse. But this one has a lot of soft goods on it, which is actually super cool. So we're going to first take a look at all the accessories that they did come with. So he does come with a lance that we have to assemble. At least I think we do here. I'm going to pop this together. Alright. So just taking a look at everything, the thing is absolutely massive. Alright, obviously we're just going to hold it. We got the belt protection for the hand here. We got the nice silver mixed in with the gold. Alright, and then obviously we can extend it here. And it goes all the way to the top. So we can have this piece here, or we can add this piece if you want. Alright. So I'm not really sure how that fits into lances, as I've never jousted before. But as you can see now, he can run in, he can joust, he can knock off the Headless Horseman if need be. This here is the soft goods. You know what I have to say? Good. I need a good horse's blanket. If you know where that's from, you get brownie points. Anyway, so this is the soft goods. And if you want to take this off, this just kind of sits on it. It pegs into it. We'll take a look at it. If you wanted to have actual soft goods across the whole thing, again, it's a horse's blanket somewhat, or at least I think it's a horse's blanket. According to Ash Williams, it was a horse's blanket. But nice detail in it. You got the nice little design right down there. So looks really nice, and I'll probably put that one on just because make it look a little bit better. Here we have a matted down mane. Now, he did not come with the effects mane like they're running, but that's because it comes with this piece here. So here's the mane. Nice, you know, some nice detail to it. You can see it's going to be flowing this way. It's just kind of laying down, and it does peg directly into it. Here's the front piece for the hair, which will go right up here. If you want to use it, I don't believe we can use it with the guards or whatever he has. So here is like the I guess the death head. You can see like the front, he's basically a skeleton. Now this here, all right, is the same ones that are going to come with the regular horses. All right, where this here is completely different. It's obviously his armor. He's going into battle. He needs to be protected. So quickly, we'll take a look at this. Those eyes, and this is more of a skeleton here. And obviously, we get here, we can see the skeleton. It's opened up. We got the teeth here. All right, some dark eyes. He was sick, and he begged for him to, or he prayed that he would get healthy, and he did. You got your ears that are kind of poked up. Now this one is different than those heads, where these heads are the same as those ones over there. All right, now I've never popped one off, but obviously the thing just kind of plugs right in there. And again, it's stuck here. Well, not stuck here. It's on these little rings. So it actually does flow, and again, this isn't a hard plastic. This is very soft. But looking at it here, there's your buckle. It is painted nicely, so it gives that depth feel. Same with up here. Here's where there's going to be just some sort of clasp or something that's going to hold it together. I'm sure we can pop this off if need be. I don't really want to, as some stuff's a pain to get back on. And all the colors definitely do seem to match Sir Gideon over here. So as for our horse, now this was already on it. I had to take this off to get the plastic off. So we'll take a look at this here. Then we can look at the horse's head the way that it is. All right. Again, same colors as Sir Gideon. So if you didn't see that video, go back and watch it. We got the silver mixed in here. We got these rivets. I'm assuming this is some sort of armor. I don't know why he would have a flywheel on the top there. But this is going to protect him. Obviously not his nose. He's got to breathe. He also has to eat, right? It's going to wrap all the way around. You got some nice blue here. So there's a good amount of paint apps on this. And I dropped it. And just kind of the same way with the other one here. Here's your buckles. Nice paint. It just gives it that depth feel that it is actually a... I don't know what it's called. It's called a harness. I don't know, whatever it's called. Someone will tell me in the comments. So quickly looking at that head sculpt, look at the design on it. It looks like it has actual hair. You know, you can see the eyes. Look at the veins that are running through it. The big nostrils that we've got to know and love with most horses. We don't see any teeth, which I'm perfectly fine with. Again, vein that runs through here. Now, from what I can tell, both those head horses, both these horses, or all these horses are the exact same. Now, what they're going to do is give you a few different things. Well, maybe I'm wrong. The legs are actually different. They are different. These legs are actually different than these ones. I didn't review these. These two horses are the same, though. All right. So this is the piece that I was talking about here. We've got more armor on him. Again, this guy's going into battle. And again, we can see the nice silver and then the gold running through. And what I was talking about, see how it just kind of plugs right in there? So there you have this here. Or we can use this. Now, maybe you want to get crazy. All right, you want to get crazy? You can swap it. Maybe have a black mane on him that he's running, but give him a black tail because we do have to pop the tail off to get this armor off. All right. So I guess we can kind of... So the head pops off nice and easy. Like I said, I never removed that one. So this piece can come off. Now we can kind of see the way that it's going to articulate. So he has this piece here. This just kind of wraps completely around it. You got some nice little detail. You got the little the rings here that are kind of holding everything together. And again, this thing looks absolutely I mean, it looks great. Like, all the detail that are put into these horses, they go so far. I mean, they really do. So here's our saddle, and it just kind of plugs right in. Like I said, I'm going to, I think, put that actual horse's blanket on it. I think it looks better. But looking at it here, this looks like real leather. You can look at that detail. We're able to get his feet into the stirrups here. Here's a couple places that you can keep the swords if you want. So if he has extra weapons, extra swords, he doesn't have to be carrying them. That's how I have them in a couple of these ones over here. We got the nice saddle right here. This thing here kind of pops right in. All right. And even looking at the detail on this, this looks really good. It makes it look like it is actual cloth, and then you have the little running border across there. Now my hope is that if we do use this, this is still going to set properly. All right. So on the back here, we got a couple little pegs, so we can pull out, get this in. Now we're going to pop off this tail here. By the time we're done here, he's not going to look anything like a horse now, is he? So here's the back of them. All right. Again, just the silver, the gold little rivets, all the gold around here. And then the rivets on the gold are silver. Here he has his bedroll. Looks real nice. Again, you can see the belt buckles on it. And just changing the color here, it really leads. It shows so much. It really does. And we're going to kind of, these things are going to plug in here so we don't have to worry about it moving too much. Well, he has a bedroll. So it must have a bedroll that plugs into here. But I don't think it's removable. So we can take this off, which I have not done yet. And then we have our look at our horse. All right, so what we're going to quickly, we're going to take a look at this. Now again, if we want this to be on a black horse, on the gray horse, we can. Now if I just want to have a regular white horse, not a problem. Maybe I'm going to have Spirit ride him, or, you know, Flint. Or, I brought Bishop up so because Bishop can ride Bishop. But anyway, we have this, we have Sir Gideon's crest here, which is very eagle-like, lots of eagle in it. We got the gold underneath, and then we have the tassels that are hanging down. Now, if you saw the original one, I believe it was this one, the crest was different. And it looked a little, let's just say, racist. And that's why they changed it really quickly. And understandable, all right? So, it does look like we have elastic right there. So this is a nice design. Again, 70. Well, this was 70, or this was $80, $79.99, I think. You're getting a whole soft goods that can go over the horse, and then you're going to get the horse blanket. Okay, this is something that, once again, Ash, he absolutely he was happy to get. Or you can have the plastic one. You're going to get the saddle, 2 different head sculpts. I mean, there's so much to this. All right. So as for the horses, quickly looking at everything here. Let's pop the head on him. Let's pop the regular head on him for right now, as he just looks kind of weird without it. All right. So we're going to take the mane here. Push that right up there. And then if we want, where's the other piece at? You have this little headpiece. So if you want the hair flowing over, you can do that. That's how these ones look. Actually, they're a little bit different. Do I have them the right way? I don't know. Anyway, throw the tail on it really quickly. So now we're going to be looking at just a regular horse. Now, the difference that I did notice here, it looks like the body is the same, the neck is the same, and I believe the upper thigh is the same, but when you get down to this, to your calf area, there's actual, like, try and bring it over here without knocking everything over. This has like hair and stuff through it, and even over the hoof. where this guy does not have it. And maybe that has to do with the type of horse that he is. But these are nice, big, bulky horses, all right? I know McFarlane has done a couple. I don't think that they're nearly as nice from what I have seen. I don't have one. All right. But we can look and see the wash on it. Again, this is meant to look more like veins that are kind of running through it. You got some veins there. The muscularity on it. Even the bottom of the hoofs, look at that. So, as for the articulation, we can obviously have a tail that moves around. We have the neck that moves up and down. Head can move down, move up. You got your front legs here. They can bend there, and then along with the hoof part. They don't really go out, but they can twist. So the only way you're really going to be moving this figure is he's going to be with his front legs in this direction. Here on the back here, he can move back and forth. It's kind of stiff. Flint. Flint. Anytime you start doing these big, large figures, you start knocking over stuff like crazy. All right, this back leg here is very tight. So I'm going to have to be careful with that. I think I'm going to have to heat that up. But as we can see, it can kind of twist back and forth. I want to try and get this thing to move. Like I said, be careful with this stuff. Don't force it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to heat this up later. Okay, I'm not going to keep forcing it. Or else it will break and then I'll be mad at myself. Oh, well. My big old hands knocked that over. All right. So we're looking at this horse here. I feel like I'm going to have to heat it up now because they don't really stand. See, he looks weird now standing like that. Well, I guess the other ones are the same way. So, here we have a horse. No, everyone probably started singing Mr. Ed song. Now, if we just want to put this on him, all right, maybe we're not going to, we just want a white horse, right? Throw this on it. This thing's going to peg right up in here. Maybe. I think I hit it the wrong way. There we go. I do apologize when this thing goes out of sight here. So we're able to get it right there. There's actually another hole right here. So now we just have them normal, and we could take this piece off. Like I said, I didn't want to, but we can just pop this off if need be. I don't want to take this off. But we could take this off, we could throw it over here, and then you're going to have the same way these ones are going to look, right? And then you just get a regular plain white stallion. But we're definitely going to want to arm him up. Oh, I guess we need this on him too. Pop that off. Throw this over here. Throw that on there. And there's this little white piece. But I do like the idea of being able to swap it with like dark hair on the white. I think that actually would look pretty nice. So there he is there. I want to go heat this this back leg up just so I can move him in a little bit better position. And then we're going to completely mount him up with this guy. And then we'll take a look at some of these other horses and see how they work with Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe Classified, stuff like that. Alright, and we are back, and here he is. I didn't heat it up, but I needed to try and do it off camera so I could watch what I was doing rather than through the lens, which isn't always easy. Alright, so let's try and make him Bishop, as in Gideon's horse. So, like I said, I want to put the horse blanket on him, which actually is going to go on after we do this thing. All right, so we got to pop the tail off again and get rid of the main. Head comes off, and we're going to throw this over like that. Throw our tail back on. Now again, if you're asking why are you doing this, well, I like to show you what things are like right out of the box. All right, so that's what I'm trying to show you guys here. I know not everyone cares. There's a lot of people that might be they're already into this line. They know all about this, and that's great. But there's a lot of new people that are coming in, and that's what they want to know. They want to know, you know, how hard is it? Do I have to switch all this stuff out? So we're going to throw on the dead head. Quickly, we're going to leave this on here. We're going to throw the maim on him until we kind of arm him. Now, sometimes I did notice with the other ones, these things aren't always the easiest to line up. So you just got to kind of take your time with it, get that thing to pop in there, which I'm not doing a really good job of. There we go. So we got that in there. All right. And I guess we have the little hair piece that once again we can kind of throw up there. All right, so now you got this dead head. He looks pretty villainous, I would say. Now we're going to throw this on here. Oh, you know what? Throw this on. We actually need this piece first. So, I want to try this, and I just think it's going to look much better. All right, so we line it up to where we think it needs to go. Now remember, this one here does have the pegs on it that lines it up perfect. So this one, we're just kind of gambling and hoping that it stays where it needs to, but I just think that with all the soft goods, this is going to look better than the actual plastic piece, considering all of this looks leather. It looks like the way you would think that it's going to. All right. Then we're just going to take this piece here, and we can just kind of plug this in. Then we don't have to continue to take the tail off. So there we go. That's how he looks with the evil, or he's not even evil, just his deadite head. We'll call him a deadite, right? And this is obviously going to go back like so. And there you go. All right. But let's go ahead and arm him up. But one thing I noticed is that we forgot to mention this piece here. So this is the front piece. Looking at it here, it's going to lock into place over here, and then they're going to open it up. Now it doesn't really do that, but you can see the hinges on it, which I think look awesome. It actually opens up here. Wow. I'm trying to figure out how this thing is supposed to unhinge how this is supposed to unhinge, because there's two different hinges. So I'm assuming these pieces come off. Either way, nice detail to it. All right. So now we're going to get rid of this. We're going to throw that on. So there's our front. We're going to take this piece, so it's going to protect this whole neck. And this thing is falling over. I don't really move the other ones around nearly as much. So, all right. So to get this thing on, really have to push it in here. And then you have to force the ears underneath it. But that's going to sit just like that, looking pretty sweet in my opinion. If I didn't think so, I wouldn't have ordered this really expensive horse and figure, right? So there we go. I gotta say, getting that head in, you really gotta pay attention, because you can't really see how it's gonna be pegging in there. I hate saying that over and over. All right. So there he is. Now we're going to take our Sir Gideon, that he's still in the pose that I had him in before. Stirrup right here. Now with all this soft goods, oh man, I'm going to bring this over. I actually might need to pop the head off again. And again, thank you guys for sticking around. Take a second, hit that like button if you haven't yet. If you like it. Maybe you don't like this. Maybe you're like, you know what? I can't believe I'm watching this, but you are. So here we go. Now, if these aren't called stirrups, then you know what? Correct me. I'm perfectly fine. I got people all the time trying to say stuff that is as rude as possible to me. That's what the comments are for, right? So there we go. And then we're going to take our big lance, and boy, is that thing. I can't even get this whole thing on camera. All right. And now he has his, look at that thing. Look at that thing. So now he's more like Sir Lancelot, right? But anyway, Sir Gideon here on his noble steed, Bishop. And I think that actually looks pretty damn cool. I can't wait to get this displayed, and I don't know what I'm going to do with pictures or how I'm going to do pictures. But let's take a look at a couple other things. So this is the, again, this is our Bishop specifically for Sir Gideon. But again, if we have Bishop, let's grab Bishop. Now this guy here, if you don't have this Bishop, here's a classified figure, and they're roughly the exact same size. I actually thought he was bigger. I don't have the grippy hand. I got a punch hand. So, take the gun off, throw it back there. Now, how well can a Marvel Legends ride? Not that bad. Alright, so it fits a Marvel Legend. Now again, you don't need him completely armored up like this. He could be riding like a regular horse, no problem, okay? As for the G.I. Joe Classified, let's grab our Flint, that as of this time, no one else has but myself, so. And we can throw him up here. Stuff does move around fairly easy. This part, again, even with the MAMEs, that's the one part that I definitely struggled with before. But I had Grunt for the longest time walking with one of them, because he just looks so awesome. It was actually the Headless Horseman one. And then I took some pictures with Spirit, which I thought he looked really good with the Headless Horseman because he has some glowing eyes. So, there we got Flint, probably walking with his horse. Him and Lady J are probably doing a little bit of horseback riding on a special date or something. But you can see how well these G.I. Joe figures, these classified, how well the Marvel Legends fit. They seem to fit really well. So even though this is a $75 or $80 horse, depending on which one you get, and again, this one's a little bit different. I personally like this one probably the best. I can't remember his name. I don't even know if he's still available. Let's get him off here. And then I wanted to grab, I think this guy fits perfect. So you have Gambit. And he's from Age of Apocalypse. And the fact that he has his little cape on the back, or his cloak. And for Age of Apocalypse, I feel like I could see them riding horses. So here we have Gambit riding down with Bishop, which I think actually looks pretty good. But again, if you're into Marvel Legends, you're into G.I. Joe Classified, or any of these other 6-inch figures, maybe Operation Monster Force, they fit really well. These things just fit. They're made for a little bit bigger scale of a figure, because that's what Mythic Legions are. But they fit these guys fine because horses, obviously, there are bigger horses and a little bit smaller horses. These are like Clydesdales. These are big old horses. And as you can see, I think it looks really good. But let's be honest, Sir Gideon is really the way he is supposed to be. He's the one who's supposed to be riding him. That is the reason why I got this guy. And they just go good together. So anyway, there it is. That is your Mythic Legions Bishop Horse review. Thank you for tuning in and sitting through this. I know this is a long video. Alright, so there you go. That is your Mythic Legions Bishop Horse for Sir Gideon. I do apologize that this is long. And you know, I don't apologize. But if you don't understand, I'd like to show you what it's like opening something up. These things are hard to review. They really are. And I know people will criticize me. But you know what? Until you sit down and start doing it, and especially how I like to do mine, it's going to take time. And I know a lot of people, I've seen it, they appreciate me showing exactly what they're going to get, because a lot of people don't know. I'm one of the people that's willing to purchase this stuff and put it out there for everyone so they can make their decision. Anyway, I do appreciate that you guys stuck around. You tell me what you think. Tell me if you think this works with Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe Classified, your Operation Monster Force, which I think would work awesome, especially with like that dead head. That works perfect. All right, they got zombies in it, they got monsters, all kinds of things. That's why it's called Operation Monster Force. They have monsters. But anyway, we're talking about Mythic Legions. There you go. I don't know what else to say without me just rambling on. But I'm going to get out of here. Thank you for watching. You stayed this long. Take a second. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a Mythic Legion horse. I don't know. I'm just talking right now. But what I am going to do is I'm going to get out of here. But you're like, hey, you know what? How can you show me this? Where's the review for Gideon? Well, he's right up here. And down here will be the playlist of all the 4 Horsemen stuff that I've done. Take care.